Anthem on the track.
Yeah. Yeah. King shit. Yeah. Yeah. Look. I'm from the city where the bums rich. Skyscrapers block the rays when the sun hits. One time coming, niggas run quick. By the time a baby walk, he got a gun grip. I was made for this. 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 I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad Productions. This your host, Brother Rich. As you can see, I'm out here with the blue pillar, Mr. Paranormal.com. He got the fly gear on. You see that? Yeah. Yeah, fly shit. Yo,
Fly
brother.
shit. Yeah.
Now, on to a more serious note, my brother.
Yes.
A little earlier this year,
Yes.
you know, something interesting about this year. And King Simon said it was a 9-year, and it's a critical year. A lot
Yes.
of our
that's unanimous.
a lot of our elders passed away this year.
Yes, we've eulogized the majority of them right here on this platform.
Video, man. I'm talking about a lot. Dr. Francis,
condolences.
Dr. Blair, Maurice White, Prince. I mean, the list goes on and on
Dr.
and
Sebi, yes.
on. Dr. Sebi, whom I want to mention right now. Something was said, and that's your stepfather, correct?
Yes.
So when you say stepfather, just so the people know, your mother was dealing with Dr. Sebi at the time, because you have some information with about Dr. Sebi that people are like, well, what makes Blue Pill and Red Pill the authority on speaking about Dr. Sebi? So you knew this man personally, correct? I'm just want to clarify it for the people.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to ask that, brother, I keep getting, every day on YouTube, and I got some phone calls and some text messages when people want to know, is Dr. Sebi an agent? Is that why he was able to progress to the level he progressed to? Is that why he was able to have a village in Honduras? Dick Gregory recently said that on a YouTube video. We all love Dick Gregory. That's my brother right there. Have him on the show frequently. But this is for the people right here. They want to know, I'm talking to Dr. Sebi's stepson. What can you tell us about Dr. Sebi and accusations of Dr. Sebi being an agent, my brother?
First and foremost, we are here responding to accusations that were levied by an 84-year-old man who said that when he was asked, what did he think about Dr. Sebi, he said he was an agent. He said he went to court with no shoes on. He's an agent. So here we are standing in 40-degree weather talking about accusations made by an 84-year-old accusing another brother of being an agent because he so happened to go to court with no sneakers on or no shoes on. But this brother who brought forth the balanced biomineral diet stood on the claim that he's an African. You know what I'm saying? Irregardless if he was born in Spanish Honduras or not, this brother stood on the claim that he was an African from the jungles of Africa. And if he could have went to court butt-ass naked, okay, Sebi would have done that. So Sebi's approach was different, you know what I'm saying? Because Sebi saw the world different. His relationship with Europeans was somewhat different, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't think like how a typical quote-unquote black American would think. But what people also need to understand, and why I agreed to do this video, what might help the audience listening, not only in these times, but in future times, because you're going to see this repetitive cycle take place. And that's the fact that our elders had a long legacy of feuding that some of it didn't make the main stage. Some people don't know about what happened with our elders. But for those of us that do know about what took place with our elders, some of our elders have gone and went without burying a hatchet. You know what I'm saying? Some of our elders, the same thing that we are accused of as youth in this particular movement, as youth in the community, our elders are guilty of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of our elders have very petty beefs. Some of our elders have what they feel are real beef. Some of them have blood libel for one another where they like, I'm going to take this shit to the grave. You know what I'm saying? So with Sebi and Dick Gregory, when Sebi came to the States in the 80s, all right, and he set up shop, Dick Gregory was very famous for the bohemian diet at that particular time. He was a brother that was accredited with putting veganism on the map. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the materials or products that he was using were hybrid. So Sebi went at that shit hard body off the break, off the gate. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, we're talking about Dick Gregory was the face of this particular product. You know, this was $1 million product. This product was a first MLM of its kind. You know what I mean? So there was a movement behind this product. There was a lot on the line. Sebi stepped on a lot of toes, and he put a lot of bad blood in people's mouths. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those people haven't forgiven him for that. They haven't forgotten, you know? And our thing with our good brother, Dick Gregory, who is, I consider him a friend, you know what I'm saying? But our brother's 84, you know? And anybody that sat there and watched him on those videos, he's taking shots at a lot of people. He sniped at a lot of people. He's called people agents without presenting any documented proof. We from the street. What's the street creed? You call somebody an agent, you got paperwork? You got paperwork? You know what I'm saying? What young Pharaoh did with Dr. York the other day, he presented documentation. That was paperwork. That's going to be hard to motherfucking discredit in the public cut of law. You know? But what Dick Gregory's talking about, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? What is it about? You feel me? So you looking at an elder, unfortunately, who in the later throes of his life, like I said, you see how he's been acting on camera. Y'all see that? You think that shit is cute, though? You feel me? You think that shit is cute? You know, and shout out to the elder. I've never had an issue with the elder. You know what I'm saying? I've never been cursed out by the elder. I've never had an issue with the elder. But I am mindful enough to observe that what I'm looking at in the public is something that speaks to something else going on mentally. You know what I'm saying? Our elders go through these things, and we have to be mindful enough as the audience to not be entertained by the fuckery, okay? But be responsible enough to be like, damn, granddaddy going through some things. You know what I'm saying? He needs a fucking hug or a good conversation, okay? But what they failed to do as elders, which was reconcile whatever beef they had, that's what the young people need to be looking at a particular time, and make sure that your ass don't grow up to be old and bitter. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't reconciled whatever situation you had with somebody that was your contemporary at one point, and then y'all fall out and you taking that shit to the grave, and you waiting for somebody to go into the fucking ground before you take shots at them. All right? Don't be put in that particular position. Don't be put in that particular position. Learn from this. You know what I'm saying? Learn from this to be like, yo, I need to at some point in my life make sure that I bury the hatchet with whoever I had beef with, because I don't want to take that to the other side. So, again, there's no validity to that particular accusation. The brother didn't go in depth. You know what I'm saying? And you see how he be pulling out all sorts of documentation. The nigga know who killed JFK and Martin Luther King. Okay? Okay. But he say something like this about Sebi and the internet is in an uproar. That's on the audience. All right? Like I said, stop supporting the fuckery. All right? Stop feeding into that. Y'all got too much blood in your mouth. You got too much hybridness in your blood that you would cater to this. There's no relevancy to it. Okay?
I got one more question for you, brother. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just wanted you to, you know, clear the air on Dr. Sebi, somebody who we admire, one of our greats when it comes to health, who helped my life, helped my mother's life. God bless my mother. She's in the ancestral realm right now. So I got a great deal of respect for Dr. Sebi. What do you think is the root of, you know, Khalid Muhammad said one time, you could get all the black leaders and put them in a room and nobody wouldn't get along with each other. Nobody. It'd just be a bunch of bickering and argument. Khalid Muhammad, I don't want to quote. This isn't a verbatim quote, but to paraphrase, it pretty much what he said. What do you think is the root of, back in the days we heard about Phil having a little beef with Bobby. We might have heard about Dr. Ben having a little beef with Dr. John Henry Clark. And the young people who come up think it was just peaches and cream between everybody. Yeah. And when they see the young people beef, they're like, what the fuck is these young people doing? The older people had it all together. Meanwhile, the older people know that this has been going on forever. So what is the root that this seems to happen from generation to generation, Blue Pill? What is the root of this problem?
In our society in particular, all right, like I said, we are all prescribed. We are all participants of the Jesus Christ of narrative. Shout out to my brother Buddha Clinks for that term. So as participants or adherents to this particular age where we're all part of this Jesus Christ of narrative, we have this ideal, especially in the quote-unquote black community, that there's only one black Messiah. There can only be one. So no one has the time. They don't have the, they just don't have the, there's not enough room for two of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find another way to say it, but it's just, that's what it is. Like, they don't got it in them to be like, it's me and him and him and him. Like, no. And like, it's only one. My shit is right and your shit is wrong. I am the savior of my people. I came to save the people. I got the message. I got what they need. I got the potion, the elixir. I got this, I got that. You know what I'm saying? Whether they know it or not, that's the fucking operation. That's the OS. That's the operating system that they all running off. You know what I mean? So they start banging out. They start taking out people that was once their right hands because they want that spot. They want that place. You know what I mean? And there's rewards to go along with that. You know what I'm saying? That they're willing to fight for. Those quiet, invisible intangibles that nobody will talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? There's rewards that come for being the number one head nigga in charge and things of that nature. They saw how it benefited the rest of these people. It's messianic. You know what I'm saying? People might tell you about a Martin Luther King was soft when he is a punk and all of that, but these niggas won a monument in Washington.
Hold up, and we heard about Jesse took out Martin, Farrakhan took out Malcolm, and the list goes on and on. So you're right about that. That's an excellent point, my brother. We always hear about one leader got taken out by the up-and-coming leader. So the up-and-coming leader never embraced the leader, and the leader never embraced the up-and-coming leader. So it's kind of crazy, man. I'm glad you brought that up, brother. I'm very glad, man. Whatever you got to close it out, brother, close it out with.
Like I said, this is a lesson for the youngins, for the young ones, who unfortunately have been born into a chaotic situation where there's so much separation and division. I was implicitly instructed to stay away from several people when I was younger and coming up, from one elder to me. You know what I'm saying? My elders told me who to fuck with and who not to fuck with.
And you didn't listen.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't listen.
Ooh, how did that turn out?
And I didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? I had to find out. Come on, you good? I had to know and find out for myself. I was inquisitive, you know what I'm saying? And there was something actually there that I needed. And I felt like even though those sentiments or that advice was genuine, I think that it only spoke to what that person knows about about what it was that they were going through at that particular time. But how can what that person is going to, speak to what it is that you're going through? There's certain things that you're going to have to find out on your own in regards to what's good for you versus what's not. And I was willing to take that decision. I was willing to take that step. And if I hadn't taken that step, there would be no what we call the quote-unquote conscious community right now.
Woo!
So I had to take that step.
Not listening to the elders created something amazing.
Created something amazing.
Okay.
At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Everything kind of like panned out. But I was able to get close enough to where I saw why my elders may have been giving me the warnings, or why they may have been uncomfortable. Everybody don't fit. Everybody's style don't fit. Everybody's ideologies don't fit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's vision don't fit. You can't put everybody in the same room. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Some people are anarchists, some people are capitalists. You know what I'm saying? Some people are nutritionists, some people are spiritualists. You know? And they're gonna start banging on anybody that comes against that particular paradigm, because for the majority of people this front line and is doing this shit, this is the life and death. This is their bread and butter. This is how they eat. This is what their legacy is attached to. They don't have time to be like, I'm wrong and you're right. You know what I'm saying? The better one wins. I'm going to step down and get a fucking 9 to 5 going to work for this devil again. That's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? They're going to stand firm even in their motherfucking falsehood if they even find out that it's false. They're going to find a million new ways to spin that shit. And that's just what it is. At the end of the day, I guess it's on the people. Y'all are the ones giving it up. Y'all the ones giving the attention to them. Y'all the ones making the purchases. Y'all the ones that are providing all the Exxon fuel to gas niggas up. So that's what they running with. They don't want to let go of that. Like I said, or we was talking earlier in another segment about the Black Power Awards, when a person is deprived so much from the touch, from the feeling of appreciation, when a baby's not hugged by his mother for X amount of years, you know, that baby might grow up be a serial killer. You feel me? So how do you think that shit translates in consciousness? That's the same person that's always on camera screaming, rabble-rousing, veins popping out of their neck. You know, always talking about wanting to do something to somebody but never put hands on them. You know what I'm saying? All that false fucking fake pumping, that's coming from, you know, unappreciativeness. That's coming from not getting them hugs that's needed, not getting the right kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? Somebody not telling them, like, look, you don't need this shit to make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? You can do this on your own, by yourself, for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't got to see what you doing, how you do it. So the young one's going to have to find a different form of validation for themselves. The young ones are going to have to find a different form of conflict resolution. You know what I'm saying? The young ones are not necessarily always going to have an elder to look towards for some sort of advice. They're going to have to get it from the cuff, you know, but there are elders out there that are reliable and that are qualified. You know, you need to find you one. You feel me? And you got to have your own level of discernment as to whether you're going to listen to everything that your elders tell you or not. I'm not telling you to follow the directions that I took. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you these are the directions that I took. And as a result of me taking that particular, you know, that particular risk, if you will, it paid off, you know? But at the same time, shout out to our elder, a happy belated birthday to Brother Dick Gregory. I hope that I'm in the physical presence of that brother before he passes form, because I have a lot that I need to say to him that's not on camera, but I do love my brother. You know what I'm saying? And peace, love, and light to our elder, Dr. Sebi. May he continue, you know, his legacy may continue to expand. And for anybody else, because I heard something else on the lines, like, I'm not going to address everything and everybody, but if anybody has any questions about the validity of his legacy and whether he cured AIDS or whether he won his court case, you can holler directly at us. Like, y'all have every which way to get in contact with us. You could call us directly. We have the documentation. We have people that were participants in that case. We got everything that you need, and we can sit down and go through it, you know, one-on-one personally. You could bring your experts. You could bring your cameras. You could bring whatever, but we could do it like professionals. We could make a documentary out of this shit if need be. You know what I'm saying? But do not think that you're going to create some sort of position or space for yourself in the community or outside of the community where you throwing rocks at the throne and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Our brother did great works. Our brother has a legacy that cannot be untarnished. And let me say something, though. Our brother was 83 at the time of his transition, and he started healing in his late 30s. You know what I'm saying? He had shit that he did prior to him healing that I can't defend. He might have had shit that he did while he was healing that I can't defend. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here for. But what I am saying is that the stuff that can be defended, the stuff that is documented, goddammit, yeah, we could talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got to talk crazy about it. We ain't got to call nobody names. We ain't got to point fingers. Because at the end of the goddamn day, we're talking about healing modalities. And guess what I get every fucking day? A phone call from somebody who's dying and needs help. So you niggas need to step up, right? Provide your platforms to people who have the continuation or the continuity of this great fucking work and this great legacy. All right? Even if Dick Gregory needed some help at this particular point in his life, he can holler. Peace.
Peace, family. This brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figure since Kanye can ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I can ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I can make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.
Anthem on the track.
Yeah. King shit. Yeah. Look. I'm from the city where the bums rich. Skyscrapers block the rays when the sun hits. One time coming, niggas run quick. By the time a baby walk, he got a gun grip. I was made for this. 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 I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. No.